we're going to talk about how to budget as a young couple. Yes, when it's finance is a very sensitive department or sensitive issue, situation or thing that when it comes to couple, because now you're no longer on your own where you can swap your card however you want to, wherever you want to, doing whatever you want. You decided to share your life with someone, so you are held accountable for every expense that you do that will affect the other person. Sometimes even when it doesn't affect your partner, you still, because you're sharing your life with someone, because you are perhaps living with someone, you know, married or not married, you are sharing your life with someone, you are being held accountable for your financial decisions. And so your financial decision has to be as smart as possible, because you don't want to end up with so many debts and having to leave some of those debt out for your partner to pay, having to stress your partner, or should anything happen to you, you die today, your partner will have to pay because you guys were using a joint account where you made not smart decisions, smart financial decision, and now the partner has to sit with debt and bills and this and that, and that's not sexy at all. That's not good. It's very stressful. So we're going to talk about how to budget as a couple. All right, you choose to share your life with someone, so you must expect to do the combined incomes, because when you are living on your own, it was just you, your bank accounts, and your financial decisions. But now there's someone with you, so most of couple will opt for combined incomes. So the mister is bringing, the miss or the missus is also bringing, and they pull it together, and then they plan their lives around it. They plan the shoppings, they plan the spendings, they plan the expenses, they plan the bills, the trips, everything they had to do around the finance, around the money that they've combined together. So you have to be very, very smart when you make those kind of moves. For you even to go on joint accounts with your partner, it has to be a secure relationship. You really have to be financially secure. You have to be sure that you trust the person you're going on a joint account with or combined finances with. The person has to have a job, a secure job, has to be financially stable, because you're going to need to cry at the end. Should the relationship end, God forbid, you will sit with a lot of bills and you're gonna cry about it. You're gonna have to be very careful when making such decision, because finance is really a reason that most of couples have even split, just because of the management of the finance of the household is creating so much stress, so much pressure, so much tension. Like couples don't feel attracted to one another, don't feel loved, you know, in love anymore, because of the fights, the arguments, the trust issue. You can't trust your partner with your card, with you guys' money. It's too much. You can't even stay in the relationship anymore. So be very, very smart. The procedure is the same. As you combine your incomes, as the money goes in, let's say he earns 10,000, you earn 10,000. It's 10,000 rand each, or $10,000 each, or 10,000 pounds each, or 10,000 euros, depend on your currency. I just pick few currency that is a little bit popular for us to actually understand this whole concept. So he brings his 10,000, you bring your 10,000, you guys combine it. All right, first thing you guys do is the payments of the bills, what we call the expenses, the covering of your expenses. You're going to pay for the bond, mortgage, or rent, whatever, and then you pay for your medical bill, your medical aid. You pay for petrol, car service, assurance companies. You pay for food, electricity, gas, light, Wi-Fi, all those kind of bills. So the first step is always to pay your bills. So if you leave your bills out, you have maybe the STD to pay, you haven't paid out, and you really spend, you may end up trying to take money from where you are not supposed to, just to cover up those expenses. So your primary bills, primary needs need to be covered as first thing. That's why we list like the rents, assurance companies that you have to pay, maybe your car assurance you need to pay, your health assurance, all kinds of bills you have to pay. You cover those, and then let's say he brings 10, you brings 10. It's 20,000 we're talking about now. You paid all your bills, maybe 10,000 is gone, so you're left with 10,000. So then we're going to try to budget with the 10,000 left. So as a couple, I would suggest that you guys could have perhaps 2 accounts: the main account or the big account and the small account. Why am I saying that? If you guys want to buy a house, which is something big, or you want to buy a company business, or you want to purchase a building, renovate it and put tenants in, you know, just do some sort of business, or you want to make huge investment, you guys will have to take money from your major account. But since you guys are living in a combined finances or combined bank account type of situation, if you have small bills like electricity is finishing the house, like we're running out of milk, we need groceries, you can always use the small account. You know, that account doesn't have to have a lot of money. It's just for you to cover small bills like petrol in the car in the morning, groceries, you know, electricity, like small stuff. That account, you both have access to it 24 hours, it's no problem. But the major account, before anyone can swipe that account, you have to give approval. Each and every person, both of you actually, has to give approval for it, because it's for major thing. You can't take the card, that account, you know, you swipe for a car without the consent of your partner. That will create a problem, because remember, it's not just your money in there, it's also his money or her money. It's 2 people's money. So for every single move in the major account, both partners has to know what needs to be done, has to approve what needs to be done, and has to give their consent that the card should be swiped or that the money can be moved from that account. You understand? All right, so let's get back. That's where we really solve a lot of issue. Yes, so then expenses covered with the 10,000, we left with 10,000, and that 10,000 we have to remove a portion of money for savings. Let's say we take 2,000 out of that money, 2,000 rand or 2,000 euros or 2,000 pounds, 2,000 dollars, 2,000 whatever currency you have. Okay, I'm just taking, you know, example of 20,000, like easy numbers, so for us to be on the same page. So if we minus 2,000 out of the 10,000 that we're remaining after we have paid all, we covered our expenses, our primary needs, and then we will be having 8,000 rand left. Then you have to think about investment. If you are not so sure where to invest your money, I suggest that you invest with your local bank. Go to your bank, ask what type of investment they have. Check the plan that can work for you. Now, because you are a couple, you have a combined finances situation, or combined joint account, you have to talk to the other partner. So I went to this bank, these are the investment plan that I have. What do you think? I like that, but what do you think? Always as a couple, you're going to have to compromise a little bit. You may not fall for what your partner wants, but if it makes sense, you may trust your partner's instinct and decisions or experience or wisdom and give it a try. You can't always say, I don't want this, we can't do this, and then it will be always what you want to be done. When you can't hear the other person, that brings trust issue. People can't stay together when they come and manage the finance, because that's one of the serious things that keeps people together or apart. All right, so we spare a month for savings. Maybe 3,000 goes to investment, 2,000 savings, 2,000 investment. We left with 5,000. The 5,000 can cover the needs that you guys may have as a couple. You probably need a new pair of shoes. You probably need to get a massage, get your hair done, your nails done, go on a vacation. You're probably planning on you know, taking a trip. Anything that should be covered with the remaining money. Maybe you have children that have needs as well. Mommy, I want a new bag, I want a new shoes. It has to come from that as well. Maybe they have school fees as well. If the 5,000 is enough to, you know, to cover the fees, then you will. If it's not enough, then it should be draining the expenses, where we have allocated 10,000 to cover all the expenses. So if you have a child or children, it should be there. If you you should be covering it as when you cover all your major or primary expenses. If you have people that are depending on you, maybe you are funding your sister's studies or your brother's study or a cousin, you're supporting someone, you're funding a life somewhere, those people also can get help. If what the funds they need from you can't be withdrawn out of the 5,000 left, then you'll be able to move them to budget their needs under the expenses, which is like number one, because over there's enough of fund. It's like 10,000 to cover, you know, enough of expenses. And if you think like the 10,000, for instance, is not covering everything, it's probably time to cut off. You know, if you guys go out a lot, eat out a lot, you are every weekend at a new restaurant spending so much money, it's probably time to cut off certain things. Just make sure all the primary needs, whether it's the car insurance, medical insurance, it is the bond, it is the rent, it is the school fees, it is electricity, water, you make sure that those needs are covered on the primary, you know, needs, expenses, like the first step of your budgeting, they should be covered. So that's when we move to the second step, where we have to spend money for savings, for investment and all of that, that there should be enough fund for that. Do you understand? There has to be enough fund for that. All right. So, and then yeah, so those are like the 4 steps you can budget as a couple. And I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy this video. If you have any question, please do not hesitate. Like this video, comment, share, subscribe, ask your question, drop it in section down below, and I should be able to attend to that, my darlings. I have to leave you now. As much as I love you, I will see you on my next upload. I'm Nicole, by the way. Thank you for stopping by and watching up until the end. So yeah, just remember that the fun, you know, part will be able to, the fun budget will be able to cover for your needs. And also discipline is very important. Once you've covered up your needs and there's no more fund, any other further needs should wait for the next time. Once the budget is closed, it's closed. You should be very disciplined, even as a couple, because once the budget is closed, you, as a woman, you see probably beautiful clothes, you go buy and all of those, and your partner will feel like, but you don't have money for this, but there's money in the card. You can't say that. The budget for those needs, shoes, clothes, small stuff that are not very important, is closed. So you should wait the next source of income, or the next paycheck, the next pay date, the next salary, then you can use that for. So being financially disciplined is also one of the key. Being open to your partner's financial suggestion, if it's smart and wise, is also the key. So you guys don't get to fight over your finances or combine incomes or joint accounts. All right, I'll see you on my next upload. Bye my loves. Bye for now.